What's up, YouTube? Prof Sales coming at you with a series of videos. So today's the day of our 100 listing challenge. So we're going to give you a quick overview of what it's going to look like, and we're going to be off and running. Karin is with me. Hey, Karin.
Hi.
It's a shot of your shirt.
Oh, you can see my shirt?
It froze up, yeah, for a second. There it is. So I'm going to show you what we're all going to be doing today. We're going to talk about we have lots of topics we're going to discuss while we're doing this, and we're going to try to make it as interesting as possible. So we're just going to see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to pick up the laptop. I'm going to show you our setup. So here is our 100 pair of jeans, basically. Actually, it's 104, ready to go. So we'll get started on those soon. So when this is empty, the day is done. I'm going to set them just right over here on this little fixture. You can see, and that's where we will store them. And then just kind of a quick overview of the day. I'm not sure how great the shot will be here. We have some topics we're going to cover. While we're doing it, we've broken it out by hour. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And that's about it. So I am going to toss it over to Karin now. And Karin, what's up? She's unmuting.
Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? I don't really know what I'm supposed to toss and do here. So welcome to my photography station. I'm not really going to talk about a lot. I have no way to look at the chat. So good morning, everybody. I brought coffee and donuts for you. So this is my little section of the resell universe. At some point today, we'll talk about how I do what I do and the tools that I use to accomplish my goals. All right, that's probably enough of an intro from me, yeah?
Sure. Are we ready to go?
I think we're ready to go.
All right, guys, I'm going to switch the mic, and we'll be monitoring the chat best we can. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we will do our best to answer them. Let's get started.
Let's do this.
All right. One quick thing I'm going to share with you guys too, just to know where we're at. Do a quick screen share. So this is my current number of listings, 962. So we want to be at 1062 or greater. That's the goal by the end of the day. So there you go, guys. All right, so it's 8:04, and we're going to get moving here. And let's do this thing. 100 listings or bust. All right, so let me mute that.
Oh, the timer. I can show the timer.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop out the chat window. So we have everything going well here.
All right, so there we go. The timer says we're 5 minutes into it. How many listings you got up?
0.
Okay, well, get on the stick.
I'm such a slacker.
But there's our timer. We'll be showing that periodically, and then we'll have the board up soon once we do get some listings up.
All right, so now that should cut the echoing because I just muted it.
All right, great.
I'm going to keep mine not echo or mine muted for the moment. So let's always try to have one muted.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep. So does it still do the thingy where if I talk, my picture pops up and yours goes away?
It's just going to be yours because I'm muted.
Seriously? Oh boy.
Well, if we want, we can switch at times, but you just need to mute.
No, that's fine. Let's do this. And so we'll talk about them as we go. This is a lovely pair of 7 fams. So I'm the only one that can see you?
Yeah. Well, they can see in the corner.
Oh, like little Jason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like this angle.
Well, we can mute yours for a bit if you want. We can switch.
I'm making funny faces. Just so you know.
Prettier to look at these. This is not really that close.
Well, I'm certainly more animated if I get bored. So I woke up with the Rocky theme playing in my head, just so everybody knows. I would be playing it in the background, but we'll get sanctioned by the YouTube police, so we can't play music today. But I could sing it for you. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Does that count? Will we get in trouble for that? No. Okay. I think something ceremoniously should be. Can I turn my thing sideways? What is that? Because then we can kind of. Oh, then it's just middle the whole way. That's not going to work. Alrighty, here we go. So just bear with us, people. This is always a work in progress.
Yep. Don't want it to mute or to echo.
Yeah, I gotcha. You're somehow not in the corner, though, it says.
I'm here.
Okay. It is going back and forth, it looks like.
Yep.
Oh, between you and me. So you just will be there no matter what. And if I talk, I pop up only when I talk. I like that.
Right.
So Fuse Fitness wants to know, our first question of the day, do we use flat rate shipping?
Yes, padded flat rate.
Yes, padded flat rate all the way, baby. Unless, of course, we have a pair of 50 32s that simply will not fit in said flat rate padded envelope. And then sideways is better. Oh, says who? Ultimate call. Well, for me, you think? All right, sideways is better. Let's take this out of here. All right, a little adjustment there. Coupon lady. Yeah, it's also echoing, Jason. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get rid of that, honestly.
Now let's try it. See if it echoes now.
All right, echo test. 1, 2, 3. I don't hear it. It went away.
Because I muted mine.
So Barb, my screen only gets big, and look at you. You get to look at my T-shirt all morning now. But my screen will only get big when you can hear me. And there's a bit of a delay, so I'm not seeing that. So you'll have to just let us know. All right, I got to take pictures. I can't back up because I'll show you what I'm dealing with, coupon lady. My station. Oh, there we go. So this is my station, and for some reason I'm off now, but that's fine. So this is what I'm dealing with. My table goes right up against the wall, and then there's my tools and my phone and everything else. So short of putting this behind me, there's really not a better place for me to go. Oh, look, our first brand of the day, like I promised. Oh, wait, yeah, it is making me big on that screen. Okay. So this is just what it's going to have to be. Maybe I could put this like this.
Yeah, if you will mute when I want to talk, I'll mute when you want to talk.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's not criminy. Work in progress. It's a good thing, right? Let's see if that'll work. A little bit better, maybe. Haha, Natalie's up on us. She's already got 8 done. Very cool. I think when we take our first break, I might, yeah, we're gonna have to make that go away. I'm not gonna be able to do the YouTube on this phone, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. 15. I know what I could do. Actually, that's already been done, so.
You're saying full screen now, so you're good.
Oh, does it look normal? I mean, I changed the angle too, so there's that. 94, let's delete that and just start over again. Done. 116, done. There we go. So this is how I start my batch, with a little date and a little number. And I'm currently on set number 94, so that will start this photo group. I'm going to be doing them in 10s, which usually it's 11s or more than that, but today's group will be in 10s.
Your shirt is awesomely inspirational.
Aw, thank you. I like it too. All right, I have to go get the, I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody from way far away. One down.
I feel like we should have a bell. Ding, 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 ding. One listing. Man, since when did we become so reliant on all this dang technology?
I know, right?
Come on, Mac. Oops, I think I did that wrong. Okay, so I'll apologize in advance for all the sniffling. I am allergic to Goodwill, plain and simple, or I'm allergic to denim, or both. But I can't help it. There'll be sneezes too, probably. Honestly, I think it's cat hair or Febreze or something. I don't know what it is. All right, so where is the YouTube on this? There it is. But I'll have to mute it. Alrighty. Okay, I have to sign in now to see channels. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, folks, I did not anticipate that I was going to have to do this. I feel like you should be singing a song or something.
What song do you want me to sing and not get a copyright infringement because I sing so close to the people who sing it originally?
I hope you guys can hear his snark. But usually it's, yeah, usually it's quiet in here, too quiet for me. So I play the music really loud because that's how I do.
Play that funky music, white girl.
I see what you did there. All right, let us mute this. And can I, there it is. Yay, full screen. Wait, I don't know what Angela means by that. All right, Fuse, so forgive me if my comments are a little delayed. Man, my table is like all technology. All right, so Fuse wants to know if we only do jeans used or do we do new? And we actually do both. We will source, we have a Nordstrom rack not too far from here, and we will source there as well as some other retail places. But most of what we put on is used, gently used for that matter. Yes, Hank, we're going to list all of the things today.
I'm going to put there live. Answering questions as I go.
Yes, very good. All right, but you should do less of that. We talked about it. You got a list. You got a list. So I think you might have touched on it already, but to further answer Angela's question, we did pre-take some pictures, Angela. So we have about 104, I think, over there. We have more, but we have 104 that we can certainly do today. My word, I have little room. See all this stuff, this technology where I'm supposed to be taking pictures?
Yeah.
All right, so an hour later, I take picture number 1. And at some point in the morning, we're going to talk about how I do it and stuff like that. We have an agenda.
Yeah, topics we will be discussing.
Yeah. It's a super secret agenda, though. what is going to make this make more sense? Hate to do this, but I'm going to move this.
Yeah, move whenever you need to move.
Yep, yep.
You can move the laptop to the chair if you want.
Yep, yep. All right, so here we go. That's a little better. Have a little bit more room. So Kimmy is thanking us in advance for our video. That's awfully generous of you, Kimmy. You have no idea what this 9-hour potentially long video is going to look or sound like.
Terrible.
It's a stretch. But so far, so good. So I only pop up there when you can hear me, right? When I'm talking?
I'm not even looking at the video, to be honest.
Okay.
Should I be?
No. All the time now. I hope
Yeah,
not.
because I'm not.
Oh,
you
gotcha.
are.
Great.
Do you want? I mean, if you want to switch to me for a while, we can.
No, it's fine.
Just need to mute you.
I will never be muted.
True that.
A look into the real life behind the scenes of Prof sales.
Not very exciting. Just listening. Suki, silver jeans. I don't know how to say that when I read this. Suki, right?
For the same reason I sing the Apple Bottom Jeans song every time. Ah! And for my Apple Bottom friends, I am sad to report that there are absolutely none in this pile for today. I searched high and low. In fact, when we were out over the weekend and last week getting ready for today, I looked for them in particular. And I think I saw some of those kitty cat fat ones, but there were no Apple Bottom jeans. I was very sad. It's my sad face. See, you're sniffling too. Maybe you're allergic. Ooh, that's a text. Oh, it's an old text. I hope that doesn't start happening now too. Okay, so ordinarily it does not take me 10 minutes to photograph one pair of jeans. But it is this morning for sure. Good morning, Matt. So what makes your Suki jeans Suki?
That's a good question.
I think the brand decided that, yes? No, what she probably means is what specifically is the Sukiness.
That's just the name. That's just the name of the fit.
It's just the cut of that jean.
Yeah.
What exactly makes it that? No idea. At the moment, anyway. All right, can I put these over here and then start filling in the holes? Okie dokie. I'm eating breakfast now. Part of it. Okay. And I guess we can go along a little bit as we go, talk about brands and stuff. We did discuss that. Put these scissors in my pocket, maybe. Not these pockets. Oh, Kimmy T, that's awesome. List on, sister. Future Apple says I should pace myself. Al Cato says, can I show the pictures that you are taking? Not so much. We have another video that kind of shows how we set up the photos, and in just a little bit I might be able to do something when it's my turn to talk about specifically the process. But you know what I'll do? I'll talk about them as I go in this next set. So we can do that. So yes, Angela, they are marked Suki. Inside the label or on one of the inside tags, it should tell you on a lot of the jeans what the fit is, whether it's classic or.
Yeah, these are Ico boot cut. And they're silver as well.
And Jason's got another pair of silvers that are Ico AIKO that are just a different fit for them as well. So. All right, so this pair, and this is just a cute little pair of Chico's Platinum. It's not a brand that we buy a lot of, but I tend to not pass up a pair of jeans that are in really good shape. So this goes out to you, Al. So on my little iPhone, if it's a size 10 or smaller, usually I use the square orientation, and that should put it all in the frame for me like I want it. I'm going to take a money shot of the rear end first, make sure it focuses on what I want it to focus on. Then I'm going to flip it over. We take standard about 5 pictures of every pair, although the more research we do, we've been talking a lot about maybe that's even too much. We've been looking at some solds recently where the photos are just, you know, people will buy anything, I guess. Wonder what their return rate is, but we've been seeing some photos that are just crummy. And I can't think that, you know, that person sells too many pairs of jeans or too much stuff when their advertising is just not spot on. But, you know, who knows about those things. So measurement shot is going to have my little tape measure, Al, right up against the waist of the jean, so that we can show real dimension. Sometimes they can be mistagged, or more importantly, we want to make sure that people are buying what they think or want to be buying. You know, Jason can tell you a funny story about, or two, about people that buy things that aren't necessarily going to fit them, and they would have known better if they had just looked at the picture, right? So shot number 3 is going to be the tags, and what I'm looking for there, Al, is that if I can get an all-in-one picture, I want to try to get the size, the composition, and the fit, and the brand. And a lot of times I can get creative with that and make everything fit in the same picture. And then on the last 2, I'm going to do 2 measurements. Again, it's just something that, one, it'll back us up down the line if somebody wants to say it wasn't as advertised or whatever. We try to put as much fact into the listing as possible. I'm going to do the inseam. These particular pants look to be a crop. So I'm going to take a picture of the inseam. And for us, we're measuring from the cuff up to about mid zipper, because that's a discussion also for another time, what different people think the inseam should be. But it is different on different brands. It doesn't always work out to come right up under that crotch like it should, and we have a pair of Levi's that can dispute that. But there's my inseam. I'm going to take a picture of the cuffs, and then I'm going to take an in-between shot, Al, and that's it. And it usually goes a lot quicker than it has this morning, like I said. But on average, I'm doing about 10 to 12 an hour, and that includes editing. So the next step, Al, is I have to go back and edit my pictures. And it's always better, as long as they're in focus, it's always better to make your shot too big and crop down. Because if you just don't have the shot, you can't get it. You can't pull it if you don't have it. So it's always better if you can leave some border along the edge. It's an advertising thing as well. It gives the eye a break. But if you can take a shot and then edit it down to what you need or want, that's ideal. Oh, I better not pull from the already taken pile.
You're killing it over there.
Oh, I think I already did those. Hold on. Oh, crap. All right, so first blooper. So I totally just already took those pants that I just did.
gonna happen. You're trying to do 2 things, 3 things.
All right, so Al, I just already did those photos in another group, so let's just delete them. I really hope the first set was better than this set. So blooper number 1, I think Chad was joking about mistakes that would be made. Who knew I made the first one of the day?
Hey.
And it's easy enough to get rid of. All right, so let's just move on to this next set of 7 FAMs. Yeah, I need to do something about that, I think.
You know, when we get tired, I can do some talking too.
All right, yeah, probably now would be a good time. I need to take some pictures. So what do I have to do that? Just mute me?
Just mute, and let me get over to mine real quick. You muted? All right, guys, you should be able to hear me.
Yeah, but your sound is coming through on this, and I don't know how to. Oh wait, I might be able to. Hold on.
See if you can kill it.
Trying.
All right, so.
Can I just sign out and back in again?
Yeah, there should be a. Can you go to the top and try to mute it? Does it have a thing at the top, like settings? There you go. Stay there. Or did you sign out?
Yeah, but it's still the sound. I can still hear the echo of the sound. I took off the video. I took off the sound, but it's still doing it. I'm just going to hang up.
All right. All right, so Karin's hung up for a minute so that we can try to talk without any echo. We're still figuring out this double technology, if you will. So how's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. Let's see what we got going on here. So I've got some goals I'm going to try to hit during the day, guys. I'm going to show you guys a lot of stuff today. We're going to show you how we do a lot of the things that we do. We're going to do our best to do that. We'll try to cut out the echo. Karin will probably just have to sign out during those times. We'll figure it out. But yeah, pop in during the day if you want. Come back, you know, hang out a while. Whatever you want to do, guys. I mean, it's a free-flowing thing here, and we're figuring it out just like you are. So let's see. 3466. All right. We wanted to take these first few hours to really kind of go after the listings and, you know, get as many done as we could just to kind of get good momentum for the day. So that's the first 5 done, which is good, right? 5 down. A lot to go. Let's see. All right, we got that. I wish my chat was set up a little. I'm going to make this smaller. Maybe I can just, there we go. Now I can see it. All right. One of the things about all this is figuring out how to set your windows up. I do not use the multi-listing tools. I have looked into Octiva and InkFrog. I've had a subscription at one time, and InkFrog would be good for, especially if you're having an employee. But I don't think you could really, the way I end up doing it, I don't think it really makes sense for me to use those tools. I know a lot of people do. It really kind of depends on what you're listing, you know, how it's, how your business is set up. So. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay too, by the way, because I can't hear myself through this because we don't want any echo. So the sound is turned way down. Excuse me. Woo. People with men's names and a male identity made more money on eBay. People will pay them more. That's interesting, Susanna. That could be. We all have these hidden biases, right? We think we don't, but we do. And I read something like that once as well, Susanna, and it said that it was a study on the height of the average of the CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies, and it found out their average height was like 3 or 4 inches on average higher than the average height of males, and it was predominantly males in the United States. And this idea that somebody who's taller makes a better leader. Thought that was kind of interesting. There's all kinds of studies out there that show kind of our biases and so on. We all have, but let's see here. 437. Your audio is fine. Great. Yeah, I would say there's not like a set number of listings a newbie should do. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'm having that struggle with my my niece right now because she's kind of taking the scattershot approach, and she's done a bunch of free shipping. She got herself in a bit of a bind the other day with an item like that, where she listed it with free shipping and ended up going to California. It weighs like 13 pounds, this item. And it's going to end up costing her like $45 to ship this thing. And by the time she's done it all, she's either going to break even or make zero on it. And I told her, I said, you know, you can't just throw stuff up there with free shipping and hope for the best. You've got to figure all that out before you make the listing. Shipping will eat you alive if you're not careful. Yeah, I cleared it for that. All right. All right, getting there.
Susanna asks a great question.
What's her question?
Susanna asks, if you offer free shipping and have a return, do you get your shipping back?
No.
Nope.
100% no.
And sometimes you might even be asked to pay return shipping.
Yeah, I have one, guys, going right now that I had a buyer who bought a pair of jeans, and they got them, and they were too short for them. And I said, sure, you can send them back. And they said, oh, okay. And they'd never done a return before on eBay, is what they said. And they said, all right, I'll send it back and I'll let you know what the shipping cost was. Now I charge, you know, price plus shipping. I don't do free shipping on jeans. And I said, well, you know, I can refund, you know, you don't get the shipping cost back. I mean, it says that right in my listings. And they're like, well, that's not fair because these weren't the size you listed. And I'm like, the NC measurement's right there in there's a photograph of it, which you guys will see a little bit later. And I will show you. But anyway, so I told them, all right, great. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not going to argue. I will refund your full price plus your shipping, what you paid for shipping, which was $650. Then they wanted to say, nope, I'm also going to need back what my shipping cost is to send it to you. Because it wasn't as described, whatever. And I actually ended up calling eBay last night just to make sure I was correct. And I am correct on this, is that if you have a measurement, if you have your measurements in the listing and the item just doesn't fit the person, eBay that's not an item not as described. You know, people don't always know their sizes. And they even said to me over the phone, they were looking at my listings, they said, we see that you have, you know, photographs of the listing of tape measured shots in your listings. That's great. That's exactly what you should be doing. And I don't know. This person's probably going to escalate at this point, which is fine, but they're not going to win it. So that happens. And I told them I would still honor, I will give you back your original price plus the shipping cost I charged you, but I'm not paying an additional shipping charge. This is not a try-on business I'm operating here. You don't get to try it on and mail it back and forth. I mean, it's expensive. And I think I mentioned yesterday to somebody that if I did free shipping, okay, on all my just jeans, and I can look at my defect rate, which is about, not defect, my return rate, which is a little below 4%, it would cost me $1,000 a year just in those returns. Just those returns. That's what it would cost. And to me, that's significant. So I went away from it. I was doing it at first, and then the more I got to thinking about it and figuring out when this business scales up, man, it's going to cost me a lot of money. So if you don't mind paying $1,000 a month, or yours might be more or less depending on how many listens you have, great. But it is, or $1,000 a year, it is absolutely going to cost you money in the long run on returns because you are out that money. There's no way to get that money back. So I would not recommend free shipping, especially for somebody new. You could even do calculated if you wanted. I would just charge shipping, guys, especially when you're new, because people are going to take advantage of you. And it was interesting. This person who had never done a return on eBay suddenly became like a return aficionado and knew everything about it. I mean, they were quoting me policy and everything. I'm sorry, Carmen, what were you going to say?
Let's call it what it is. It's a return from heck.
Yeah, a return from heck.
We're not allowed to say the other word. We'll get in trouble.
I know, right? And I've got to get my this right. All right, so that was 30. Oh, I need 38. I'm gonna screw this up here if I'm not careful.
Yeah. Less talking, more listing.
I know, right? Less talking, more listing. That's not quite how a chat show works, though.
Let me see if I'm able to sign back in.
I kind of doubt it.
Let's see.
I see me.
You can sign back in?
Yeah,
oh, you could.
Me. So you mute you.
All right, hang on, I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Temporary echoing.
I can't find me. Oh, there.
You're right there. What do you mean?
Muted.
Yay! Hello again, everybody. Me and my t-shirt at your service. So there they go. Lucky I swept the floor this morning. So now we're in a little bit of a group of not your daughter's jeans, which I love because they have some pretty fancy things. And you know what? Fuse asked a question about what would be the fastest way to do the listing. You touch on that a little bit. I'm sure some folks in the chat. Yeah, and some folks in the chat do it a different way. There's some, what's it called, with the auto populate function, where it'll just
relist similar.
Yeah, you can relist similar, but you have to really be careful with that, Fuse, because when you choose let's say you're going to list these not your daughter's jeans, and you trying to save some time, want to relist similar, and that'll sort of auto populate a lot of the fields for you. Well, you better go in and make sure that things like the measurement, maybe the makeup, what are some other common things that are really, really
Shipping
wrong?
terms,
Oh my gosh,
terms,
the shipping terms and the
payment
return.
terms.
What was the other one?
Shipping, payment, return.
Shipping, payment, and return terms might not jibe with what you're doing. So gosh, you got to make sure of that. And we've just found, Prof has just found that it actually it spends more time double checking what other people have done. I'm struggling a little bit here. So what we do is we just sort of type it in. And when he's doing it from the iPad, That sort of auto-populates too. It's really cool. The iPad will save, you've probably seen it when you text, when you type the first couple of letters of something. Not only does your autocorrect change your spelling, but it'll also put in words for you. And that comes in pretty handy, I think. Man, the quality of these pants, I don't know about the pictures today, but there you go. So Prof will give us a number here in a second, and we're going to actually do real updates on the hour. But I think he's really kicking my butt already because I'm talking too much. But I think I've taken like 2 pictures. It didn't help that I took an entire set of one that I'd already done. But that's just ironing out the bugs as we do this. What did you call it last night? A prof-thon?
Prof-a-thon?
Yeah.
Oh,
You called an all-day prof-a-thon. But we've not done this before, and there's no guarantee that we'll ever do it again.
We're already regretting it.
What's the over-under on whether or not you and I will still be talking to each other after today?
I don't know. I haven't seen the line.
Call Vegas. Let's see what the dealio is going to be. I might want in on that. Oh wait, was that out loud?
I don't think you can be.
I can't bet on myself. I mean,
sure that would
bet
get you
against
banned
myself.
from the Hall of Fame or something. Like
Okay. Oh, here come the snifflies. All right, so we'll do this. So somebody did ask, how many have you done?
I will tell you.
I'm out to sabotage you. I want to take more pictures than you. No, that's not true. I promise you that's not true.
Well, you're going to beat me in pictures.
I already beat you so far. I'm ahead of you by like a bunch. What song could I sing now? Does Not Your Daughters have a song? Not your daughter's jeans,
8.
jeans.
8.
Oh, sorry. Mid-song, Prof tells me that he's already done 8. And it's been how long?
43 minutes since we started.
Well, since we started. But that's still good.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that angle. So there we go. And 9 o'clock is something on the agenda, right? Something happens at 9 o'clock. Not quite sure what. I could make up a song for every pair of jeans. to the tune of Apple Bottom Jeans. I just did it for Not Your Daughters, right? Not your daughter's jeans, jeans. Oh, here's a pair of little Levi's. Oh, yeah.
It's not even full size.
No, these are leggings, I think. They're cute.
Dojo 7 for all mankind. Awesome jeans.
I feel like we're doing like a telethon. We're sitting at phones doing a telethon.
Where's your camera?
My camera's right there.
These are awesome.
A little levity in the morning. I need a drink.
It's a little early to start drinking, don't you think?
No, it's my healthy drink.
Oh.
So am I allowed to do plugs for things? So, since we're doing the Whole30 thing, this isn't actually Whole30, but it's pretty good stuff. It's all natural stuff. It's no dairy. Anyway, I like it. Cheers. And we're going to put this back in the kitchen. And away we go. So for me, pair number 4. Ugh.
That's right. You got them in stacks of 10s. We'll kind of know. Right?
Ish. Yeah. Ish. Well, there were 11s, remember?
Yes,
So,
there were 11s.
it goes to 11. I'm not even looking at the chat.
Please go to 11.
So friends, as we're going along, Susanna, if you're here, and some of my other regulars, just with regard to policing the chat, we're gonna have to kind of go back and forth on that. So if there's anything that is backwards that maybe needs to come up, just give me a heads up, just kind of put an asterisk or something, and I'll do my best. But so far so good. I think we run into trouble after school. That's, the other day we had and we think it was the same person, but they've been banned. for life. It could happen. All right, so little Levi leggings. Little Levi leggings all in a row. You know what? Whatever gets me through the day, we just need to agree on that right now.
You were saying, for some people it's vodka.
I have some of that. No, I don't think I do.
No, we're not.
No, we're going to celebrate, though, at the end of the day. Not with vodka, though. We have ice cream.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Well, it's ice coconut milk.
Whatever. It's still good.
But it's good stuff. We'll do a plug for that, too. A plug for our treats. Yeah, it's just not going to work. That picture is not so good.
Oh, did you tell them what nice little total we're going to go over today, too?
What total are we going to go?
1,000.
All right, so we did have a question from Tony Quinn about making templates. We don't really do that, do we?
Nope. Waste of time, in my opinion.
Nope.
But could work for some people.
Yeah, we're not, sorry to answer that a little late, but we do not make templates. You know, with that auto-populate thing, I think we've got it. Once you do something over and over again, it becomes easier, more of a habit. So I think that we're going to take this butt shot again. I'm probably coming across as a bit of a noob on this picture taking. I'm serious because it looks like it's taken me like an hour.
Well, it's because we're talking to people too. Let's not forget.
All right, so talking and sniffling, talking and sniffling. Away we go. Yeah, and we found that when we rush, we make mistakes too, so let's try not to rush. That was interesting in that big trip where we got the 300 pair in a day and a half. I had a little experiment. I felt like our defects were a little up compared to normal.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like we really rushed more than normal just to sort of make the time.
Sri Lanka. I like saying that.
Sri Lanka.
That's
So,
one word.
so Sonia wants to know if we have any issues with battery life. Yes. And we're really going to have, it's going to be interesting today because we've got
Battery lives
both battery lives matter. Oh, that's cute. Have you been drinking? So we've got all of the iDevices going. We've got both iPads, at least 2 iPhones. We considered a third, and then both Macs going. And, you know, there are only so many chargers to go around. So I think we might even have issue today. But for me, Sonia, I don't know if you're using, I'm using an iPhone 6S. And the new phones and the new iOS have this cool thing in settings where you can put the battery, you can put low, anyway, you can adjust the battery life so it's not sucking the battery out of it so quick. And what it does is it turns off some of the background stuff, makes the screen a little less bright. But I find that I can probably get through 2 sets of photos on a full charge. And then what I do, because we upload into the cloud, that's how we share photos here in the house. And we can talk about, I know there's other ways I can digital SLR it right to the computer, whatever. But right now, this is how we choose to do it. And I think I can get through 2 sets, edit them, upload them, and then I plug it in. So it looks like yours is doing the same thing, but just sort of, you know, gauge it that way. Maybe have it charge while you're in between or something. But yes, in a long, windy way, yes, we definitely have issue with battery life. That is not unlimited.
And down.
Do-si-do. Snippy, snippy. Potty break. Everybody goes potty. Ooh, Prof's gone. What do you want to talk about? He left the room. We can talk about anything. And I wonder if my chat is still working. Come on. There we go. All righty. Another pair of Not Your Daughters, just regular blue jeans. The more I talk, the more I'm making mistakes. That happens every time I talk to you anyway, so.
Right.
There's that. You guys, he's back in the room. I can't answer these questions now.
Hey. Oh my gosh.
All right, Barb, so that's my role. Like, you think that I'm here to take pictures, but really I'm just comic relief.
You're not that funny. Oh, that was funny.
Seriously, I really hope that, yeah, so there's that. Man, the color on these is just way off.
Made in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Did everybody get the donuts and coffee that I brought you? That's kind of funny. That was like my favorite joke for this morning. But what's funny is we don't even eat donuts and coffee, so it would be kind of hypocritical for me to buy them for you all. So that's why I didn't really bring you donuts and coffee. I didn't want to.
Real reason is I ate them all.
Yeah, well, there's that. It's funny, when we were talking about first doing the show, you know, we made lists of things we could talk about, different topics and stuff, and I think one of the line items is just something just random and funny. So at some point when we get really giddy, well, when Prof finally gets really giddy, I think I'm always giddy is my point, we'll just talk about something completely. I can be giddy. I really can.
You're already getting.
Oh, I'm giddy all the time, I think. I kind of like this.
What do you like?
This angle is not as bad as I thought it would be. And I mean, for, you know, for my purpose, it's kind of showing every shot. So all the people that wanted to know what we do and how we do it.
Oh, I can't sing.
I'm the singer.
True.
I think when I finally do my YouTube channel, I might have to get a little keyboard and I could play songs and sing, roast marshmallows with people online. It's like a virtual kumbaya. I like that word, kumbaya. All right, it's the healthy drink talking at this point. I think it has herbs in it that make you chatty. All right, Horizon, we're going to do an update again at 9, but about 13 minutes ago, I had taken a couple of pictures, and Prof had listed 8 already. So we are, we were a little chatty in the beginning, but we are right on schedule. And the problem is Prof can't talk, because if Prof talks the whole time, he will not list. And I can't talk to him, because if I talk to him, I will forget what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this pair of Not Your Daughters. So we get asked a lot, and there'll be a section, kind of like, do this. So there'll be, well, you can't see me, you can only see my girl parts. Anyway, there'll be a section in the day where we talk about how we prep jeans and how we get them ready and in the process of taking pictures. But this one I wanted to talk about, it's a pair of Not Your Daughters, and they're absolutely gorgeous. We've never seen them before, and I'm the hunter in the group. So whenever I see something unique that we've never had before, I gotta have it. And this particular pair is an exception to our standard rule and how we process. It has some curtain climber crud on it, which, we talk about, crotch rot. That's a whole different biological, fallout there. But little kids, and it's not always little kids, but their little grubby hands get things toward the bottom of the legs, and it can come out. Usually it's food, no problem. This particular pair has something that I think I can get out if I wash it, and I'm in love with them. And it's just the only thing wrong with the pants. So in this instance, rare instance, we went ahead and bought this pair, and I'm going to wash them. But as far as some insight into how we do it, we do not typically wash the jeans before we send them out. We definitely do not iron them. And we don't steam them. Every now and then, if we have a shirt, we might steam that. But we don't put a lot of extra time into the jeans. We're gonna buy them ready to go right out the door. The more time, effort, our own resources and money we put into them, the less profit we're gonna make on the other end. So as far as we're concerned, 99.9% of the time, we're going to buy them as is and send them out the door. But again, in this case, and I don't even know if you can see it, but it's just a little, yeah, a little bit right there, snot or something. I only said snot because my nose is running from my Goodwill allergy. But anyway, these are going to go back into the mix. I'm going to wash them, and they should be just fine. So let me go swap these out for another pair.
All right, I'm probably going to do the update.
All right.
We're at the 9 o'clock hour.
All right, you want me to mute?
Yep.
All right, let me come back in there. And why don't I just hang up?
All right, guys. So I'm going to give you a quick update. It's 9 o'clock basically. I'm going to do a quick screen share. Probably the easiest way, and then we're going to move on. It's not going to be long. All right, so these are all the ones I've done for today so far, and that is a count of 12. So 12 the first hour, a little slow getting started just because of all technology and so on. And we are off and running. Do you want me to keep it, or do you want to go? Be good for a while.
You keep it. You talk for a couple minutes. Talk about what you're doing as you do it. Maybe can you do that? Or that'll still.
All right. So back to listing. It's like back to listing. And 12 is a little behind what I'd hoped to be at. I'd want to be at 15 this first hour, but just with technology, figured it'd be about right. But we're doing good. Not worried. Got some extra time built into all this. This hour, just so you will know, we will be talking about I'm going to show you our listing process on the iPad on camera. I'm going to do the best I can to do that. And then I think you've talked about measurements, photos, and wrinkles this hour already. You've already talked about that or no?
Yeah, I'll officially go through a pair though. I kind of answered Al's question early, but we'll kind of go a little not so rushed and go things we're looking for and things that we're doing.
Okay. So Karen will get a little bit more into like the photos and listing this hour as well too when she has another segment. So there you go. 12, it's a good start, right? Not bad. Hopefully can get maybe like 14 or 15 this hour. Listen to some nice little Lucky Brand jeans here. Man, I love Lucky Brand. Just good jeans. Good jeans. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm an excellent driver.
She's an excellent driver. Keep doing these while I watch, while I pack and list. There you go.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, that's cool. You guys have it up in the background, and if something catches your attention, you can chime in.
Good morning, Chad.
Chad is awake. Who knew? What's up, buddy? So yeah, and I'll give you now remember too, guys, at 10 o'clock, we're going to end this video and we will start a new one. I just didn't want to do a big long streaming 8-hour video. I just felt like it would be more beneficial for you guys to see it in chunks. You know, it also helps us wrap our brain around it a little easier too.
Hey, Chad, you missed the coffee and donuts.
Karn says you missed the coffee and donuts, Chad. Sorry. No smokes though. We forgot. He might not even still be here. He might just pop in for a second.
He said hello. Well, that's sweet. I'm glad he did.
I'm expecting to see 25 an hour. Okay. Well, this may not be the channel for you.
Well, actually, Chad, we could work that out. If Prof would just stop talking, that actually might be a good thing. Oh, just kidding.
You're so funny.
I'm funny. My jokes are funny.
You've got jokes for days. Yeah, I don't think 25 an hour is doable. It's like one every just over 2 minutes. That's pretty fast. You run into a couple issues too, guys, in terms of speed. You know, it takes a moment for things to upload into a listing. It takes a moment for things to upload to eBay. And there's nothing you can do about those times. That's just time that you have to suck it up and deal with. So, you know, but that's okay.
My lighting's off.
All right, Levi's. She's too much like Camel Ball Buster.
Ah!
I didn't say it, Chad did.
Is he talking about me?
He's talking about you. She just laughed and cackled. I'm not even sure what that means.
You know, I need to meet Kim. I bet Kim and I would get along just grand.
I have no doubt. Oh, it's so. Yeah, I'll probably do that video, guys, here in a moment. I'm going to try to find the right pair of jeans to do the listing of. Trying to think about the best way to do that.
Chad's still my favorite.
She says she doesn't like you, Chad. That's not true. She didn't say that. Yeah, they're in the Panhandle, right? Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, reseller meetups. Man, that would be some fun.
I think so. We've talked about that.
Yeah. We should all have a reseller meetup somewhere, Chad. Get Ronnie's butt down from Connecticut or Canada or the North Pole or wherever it is he lives at up there.
Easy, just do it.
Just do it. You should patent that slogan.
All right, all right.
All right, all right. That's it's 1 a.m. here in Sydney. Chai latte.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
I don't even see that.
But chai latte has to go to sleep. Yes, go to sleep. We might still be on. We'll be on when you wake up. It's possible, depending on how long you sleep. Just thought about that. It's funny. One thing you guys can do too when you're doing your listings is if you go into your business practices and so on in eBay, you can set up your preset, your default settings for like shipping and your return policy, all that good stuff. So that stuff should pop up kind of automatically when you go to do a new listing, which can save you some time. You don't have to go in and do that each time. We do that, and that way we just kind of can keep replicating it, and it's just one less step for what you know, one less thing you've got to enter. I've never done a video on that, but it's not that hard to do, to go in and find that in eBay and just, you know, do that in your business practices and so on. And this one goes here. Doop. Keep these together. All right. American Eagle. American Woman. Man, I really should not sing.
Well, there's that.
You know, it's just one of those things. Some people are born to sing. I am not one of them. Now, drumming, that might be a different story.
We're off to see the wizard. I feel I'm Dorothy today, just so you know.
Right.
And later, I will be Rosita from The Walking Dead. Just so you know.
What?
I have, you know, whatever gets you through the day. I got hats.
She's got hats.
These are pretty. Look at these. Where's your camera on?
Yeah.
Look at those. Aren't they pretty?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't
You
see
can't
them.
see them.
They're sparkly.
You can't really see them, but yeah. What were those?
Those are not your daughter's.
Not your daughter's jeans. Always a good one.
With a bedazzled butt.
With a bedazzled butt. Yeah, because, you know, whatever. That's what karaoke is for. That's what friends are for. See, she got me on a different song. Keep
That's
smiling, keep shining, some. I don't know.
At some point, I will burst full on into song. Look
Who
at
was that?
me.
Like Elton John and Dionne Warwick and
It's everybody.
there
Isn't it
seems like there's
Stevie Wonder?
Stevie Wonder, and then there was somebody else, another female. I can't think of who it was.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Like I can see her face.
I can see your face.
Chad should know. He knows all those old songs. Well, he does. He likes that. I mean, I like that music too, honestly.
Oh, did Chad know that I was going to be Selena for our Halloween show?
Were you?
Yeah, I were. I was going to straighten my hair and
Yeah, Karn said she was going to be Selena for Halloween, Chad, but she something.
time constraints.
Yeah, she ran into it. We just didn't have enough time to do it. Extra longs, guys. Extra longs and women's jeans always sell well. You can probably price them a little bit higher. There's a pro tip. Pro tip. Let's see.
At some point, you're going to walk through the listing. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to walk through the listing here in a little while, but my issue is I'm waiting for the light to get a little better outside, guys, so you can see my screen better, because I don't have a way to screen share me doing a listing because I am listing on my iPad. And I'm not listing on my Mac. So there's no way really to do that.
I think Chad doesn't want you to quit your day job, by the way, to become a lounge singer.
I think people are questioning my singing ability.
As they should.
It's not very nice.
You're the prof, man. You're not the...
I could be the prof. I could be the professional singer.
You
Probably
can
not.
do anything you put your mind to.
Just patronizingly told me I could do anything, whatever, something, put my mind to, or I don't even know.
My shirt says, the journey of 1,000 miles.
Begins with a single trip. No, that's not what it says. Oh, these are big jeans. Timberland. This is a brand we've started picking up, guys. Timberland jeans. They're niche. They're not going to sell for huge money, but so far we've been selling them pretty good. So
Kelly brings up...
that was for the Selena comment.
Oh.
I don't even know what that means, Shab, or whatever.
Auto-tune, that's cute. So Kelly picked up, I don't know that we've ever had a pair of long, tall Sallies. Is that the brand, Kelly, or is that the cut, please?
Long Tall Sallies. Long Tall Sally's the name of the brand?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's what I'm asking her to clarify.
I don't think I know that one. So that's the brand, Long Tall Sally's. Did you research them, Kelly, on eBay? Good job, Vintage. List it out.
Woo!
I'm going to show you guys something just so you don't think I'm crazy on my phone. So this pair of jeans is a pair of Timberlands, and they're 40 by 34, the inseam, okay? We had this big inseam ongoing debate. I'm going to show you the measurement of where the inseam is on these. Can you see the 34 right there? It is not where the crotch seam is.
The debate that keeps on giving.
I mean, that is not the crotch seam, the 34. You can see it just to the left of my finger, or maybe right, your perspective. There's the crotch seam, and these go higher than that, 40 by 34. And I can tell you by holding those up to me, they are a 34. They're too long for me. I wear a 32. Whatever. The debate goes on, but I'm telling you, not every manufacturer measures inseam the same way. Anyway. Moving on.
I got Cynthia's question.
Yeah, we will answer questions in the chat too, guys. We'll try to answer them verbally as best we can, but it gets a little tricky to do that sometimes. Hey, these are made in Hong Kong. Nice. Will you know how many of your 100 you sold at the end of the day? Karen's answering you right now.
Go ahead and elaborate.
Cynthia.
Elaborate, because you would have more to say about it, Brian.
Yeah, so Cynthia, the trouble with knowing that, first of all, you don't really sell jeans. Jeans are not a quick flip item. They're not a long tail item either, but I would not consider them a quick flip where you expect to list them and sell them in a few hours or even a couple days. Like Chad has more of a quick flip mentality, and he finds items that you know, the way he prices and so on changes that. You could price jeans low and probably flip them a lot quicker, but you're sacrificing some profit to do that. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what some of the considerations are. But there's not really I mean, I could do that. I could make a little notation beside each of these, but I don't think it's really that meaningful, because we have kind of what our overall jean sell-through is now, which right now is about 1.25% per day. We're selling 1.25% of our inventory each day. So to go in and look at a particular batch to 100, which is no different than any other batch, I don't know what we really get from that. I don't know what we'd really learn, even if we tracked it. It's not a big enough sample to really statistically say anything about really anything. So I don't see any reason really to track it.
Kelly, check those long tall Sallies, and the brand looks like it's denim. LOL, just pick them up. I am new at this. And you know what, Kelly? Don't beat yourself up over that. We have done the same thing, and that's just how you tweak and better your business. You know, every now and then you'll get a feel. You know, Chad said something when he was talking about going through a store, and he's looking at everything all at the same time, right? And I meant to say something when he was doing his show the other night, but he'll just sort of walk by and run his hand along just to feel for certain textures and
Whatever it is he's feeling.
Anyway, you just sort of, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you'll start to tell, and it's kind of cool, Kelly, because the more you do it, you'll be able to pick out a pair of jeans and just by looking at them, know that they're probably something you're going to want to pick up, right? You know, something that, oh, here's my pro tip. If it has an elastic waist, unless it's a certain maternity brand perhaps, but if it's an all elastic waist, we don't even look at them. So there you go. One category, one thing that you don't even have to spend an extra second on.
Yeah, those stretchy jeans, I don't, every time I've looked at them to sell, they just don't sell for a lot of money. So we tend not to stay away from the elastic waist ones. Not saying you can't sell them. And if you get them cheap enough, of course you can sell them and make a profit. It's just like anything else. But we actually don't really pick them up because just don't really see the reason to do it.
So I think, well, I wanted to call you arachnid. And I keep touching the screen on the Mac. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do.
No, that's not really going to do anything.
And how do I?
It's not a touch screen. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to. Oh, I got it. Woo! I really got it.
What are you doing?
I'm just doing. Somebody. Oh, I want to call him arachnid, but it's Al Rashid, it looks like. But they asked about how we price certain types of jeans, like silvers and etc. Oh, Pittsburgh Mike, it's awfully early. Good morning. I wondered if you'd be joining us this bright and early day. She's funny. Yeah, Chad asked a good question about thinner stuff. I should probably just sign back on and give you a break before you go back on, huh?
Yeah, and we'll do a listing here in a little while.
There I am.
Hey, let me mute.
Okay, you muted?
I'm muted.
Okay, so Chad actually asked a good question about the thinner stuff. Yeah, and I'm a texture person too, Chad. So the thinner materials usually not. And some of the spandexy thinner materials, they rip really easy. What's the one brand that's so bad? We actually really like them, but they're always, is it Silvers? One of the brands always gets a rip in the pocket, right in the back, because of how it spandexes out.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yes, so thinner material, not so good. But you'll know a good pair, especially like a good pair of men's jeans, you know.
It's usually thick. Men's jeans tend to be.
Yeah, men's jeans are usually thick. And they also, we were talking about how you can easily tell a man's pair from a woman's pair. And men's pairs tend to be 100% cotton. You know, a lot of ladies' sizes are going to have a little stretch to them. But man's jeans will be, a man's pair of pants will be 100% cotton. So that's another thing. And that's going to be thicker and more sturdy as well. I know, Mike, it's very early in Pittsburgh. So what's your goal today? Do you have a listed goal? Does everybody have a listed goal? I think we're kind of encouraging some people to play some hooky at work today, though. And you know what? I don't feel bad about that. Oh, Thrift School has about 40 to list. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yes, Chad, we are able to return at our Goodwill, but we don't. Why is that, Prof?
You want me to answer it, or you want me to tell you?
Well, I mean, I think I know why we don't anymore, but you go. Why do you not return? And then if you don't answer it right, I'll fill in the blanks.
Because it's, well, they can't hear me. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they can hear you on my microphone a little bit, so.
You go ahead and answer it. I don't have to walk over there. There's no way they're going to be able to hear me.
Well, I think it's a bit of a pain in the butt why we don't return them to our Goodwill.
Yeah.
We, you know, Jason, you know, we've gotten a lot better with our quality control, Chad, so we don't have as many returns. But when they're defective, I guess we could, and maybe we should consider, you know, unloading some of them that way before the end of the year. But I can think back to one time in particular where Jason actually got interrogated by this particular Goodwill manager. And it was, you know, I think it just made him never want to return anything to Goodwill ever again. But you're right, we certainly can return them. It's just a little tricky and a little problematic. And then we also look at, you know, time and money. If we go and take the time, you know, to drive over, the receipts have to match with the date and the man, woman, pair, whatever. So if it's worthwhile to us, we can return them, but 9 times out of 10, it's just a one-off. You know, our defect rate is, what's our defect rate?
Like
3%?
3.8, I think. Yeah.
3.8. So that being said, no.
Somebody asked about.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the feed right now. I missed the last several posts, so. Horizontal crotch wrinkles. What?
Yeah, like the ones like not your daughter's get.
No, because that's a woman's. What's he mean? I don't understand. I'm not a man. What does that mean, crotch wrinkles?
Crotch wrinkles. Sometimes they're. I'm not sure what he means. Sometimes that's kind of how they're styled.
Yeah.
I think he means the ones that have like heavy wrinkles in there.
Oh. All right, so next. Yeah, if it's something that's sort of like a de-stress or it's already been dyed into the fabric, I don't think there's any way to get it out. You also can't get rid of, you know, something we run into every now and then, and we actually will not purchase them. But if there's a mark in the back pocket from a phone or a wallet, you're not going to get that out either. So we'll put that away. But really, if it can't be smoothed out and flattened out on this photo table, it's not going to happen. You know, like I said earlier, really the only extra effort that we'll do on a pair of jeans maybe is on occasion we might wash it. We'll also trim up the extra, you know, we will take off the extra threads that come up in the belt loops and such. Ew. These pictures are just not good. I'm finding that my lighting is a little off today. What time is it? You know, we're going to run into an interesting thing, I think, with once the time switches over. We're going to have to charge everything again. I don't know how that's going to work.
I can give you chargers. I'm completely charged.
Yeah, my phone is going to be dead probably by this first set, would be my guess.
You didn't already have charged?
I did. I had it 100%. It just happens.
You turn down. Oh, you can't turn down the brightness, can you?
Nope, because then I can't see it. And I already have it on low power mode, I believe. Yeah, so I'm just going to call you Arachnid Al because that's the way my brain works. So it's nothing on purpose. I'll just, or if they are built that way. Can a chew ring on back pocket? Yes. If you saw like I mean, it's a thing. I get it. I think that's the same. Like it adds a little bit of character to it, Chad, but it's just like a wallet thing. We probably would not pick it up to sell it. You know, maybe my son would want them, you know, so it would look like he's a chewer. But no, it's the same kind of thing. The jeans didn't come that way. So yeah, I don't think we would buy them, right?
I wouldn't.
No.
Not unless if it was a high-end brand, that's different.
Yeah, well then there's all these, you know, but we would make an exception for. Yeah, so we never say never, but most of the time, yes, a chew can ring will be a deal breaker.
I'm gonna do a listing here in a moment.
Okay. Are men's silver jeans worth more than women's silver jeans? Maybe a little, and it depends. You know, all of the questions on brands, folks, are going to depend on year, make, and model, okay? And we've said before, men's jeans, we do not have a supply of a lot of men's jeans, but whenever we come upon a good size, good fit, good brand, we scoop it up because they do sell well. So anything, especially in a bigger size, but a man's pair, we don't find a lot of them, but it's definitely going to be at the top of our list if we see them because they do well. We don't tend to sit on those very long. I hope that answered your question. Sometimes I just go on and on. Come on.
No comments.
Ha ha ha! Not sure what caused this or if they're built that way. So yeah, Al Arachnid, just do your best to smooth them out when you take that picture.
I'm gonna give you this charger in a minute. Can you? Yeah, you can plug it in there.
Yeah, I have a charger. I have it downstairs. I can get it. I'm not worried about it. When the time comes, I'll switch over. Kelly asks, how much do we pay for jeans? That varies, Kelly, from probably $350 to $550, depending upon where we're buying them. But just for discussion's sake, here locally, we're paying what, $5?
Yeah, it's like $535.
$535, and that includes tax. Woohoo! I'm done with my first pile. Whoop whoop.
Nice.
So let's see how many I took. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're ahead of me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm just going to leave that. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to leave the 9. So yeah, so in the first hour and a half, I've taken 9 pictures and I still have to edit them. So for the record, that is not my norm.
You're much faster than normal.
But for now, that's that. All right, so you're not going to take from here. We're going to put this here. That's only a 9er though. I don't like that very much. So the next one will be an 11er, just to keep them together. Man, Chad, you're asking some amazing questions.
It's like he wants to sell denim.
Or he's trying to thwart us.
What?
Oh, how come? How'd that happen? How'd my bottom get on the camera? Ugh. All right, so it's my fault. It's because my camera and anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving on. So Chad asks, what do you do with the altered hems? Let it out where it matches tag measurements or leave? You know, like any other question here, Chad, that's going to be a complicated one. So most of the times we will not grab hems if we can help it. unless it's a good one. And there's a huge difference between a good hem and a bad hem. If it is a desirable make, model, year, and the hem is a cheaper, flimsy hem, we have on occasion taken it out. However, hems will alter the cuff of the pant, so you have to be careful with that. If it's a nice hem, where somebody paid money, you know, we get jeans that retail for a couple $100s, right? And people spend money to hem a good pair of jeans. So if it's a nice hem, we'll typically leave it, and I'll take an extra shot to show that I believe the pant has been hemmed. We're supplying the inseam, so buyer beware, or buyer be notified that this is the length of the pant. I hope that answered it.
All right, I'm going to take it here in a second. I'm going to try to do this.
Okay, so I'm going to, all right, I'm going to sign out, right? You're going to sign in?
Yep.
All right, ready in.
All right, guys, I'm going to try to show you a listing on the iPad. I did this yesterday, and it pretty much worked. You know what? I'm actually going to set this a little bit higher now that I think about it. So you guys can hopefully see that. Let me, let me turn up the brightness on here. I'm going to turn it all the way up. And
Sorry, Sandy, I gotta fix that. Hold on.
Let me turn up the brightness on here.
Hold on. I did something.
Okay.
I'm working on it. I did
Just
something.
mute that. Just leave that muted.
I know.
All right. So I'm off to the side here. So I've got a pair of Tommy Bahamas. And so I'm going to show you my listing process. Now, this is obviously going to be a lot slower because I'm explaining everything as we go. All right. And I'm on the eBay mobile app. I have pictures of this Tommy Bahama on my iPad and my iPhone. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay too. Let me know if you can't. Just want to make sure. All right. So here is how I do it, and you can critique. I don't have an ego about this, but this is the way I do it. And for me, it can be as fast as 3 minutes per listing. And I know that because I've timed myself. So here we go. All right, these are Tommy Bahamas, and I've got the pictures on my phone as well. All right, let's make sure everything's cool here. All right, and they're also on my iPad, so they're in both places. All right, so here's what I do: list an item, and I'm going to type in Tommy Bahama in this case. Now, here's where it gets interesting with when I type the letter J, you see the word jeans comes up as predictive. So I can hit that, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to put in what they are. They are a standard fit. So I'm going to type the word standard, and that's not a word that I usually type, so it doesn't come up as predictive. They are size 38, 34. Size will come up. They're size predictive. So you can just hit the button. You don't have to keep typing every letter. 38 by 34. And they are men's. And so if I type the M, men's comes up as predictive. And women's comes up when you just type women's. Actually, women's stretch comes up as a whole phrase. Men's, go. Now it comes up here and it's saying, all right, it's going to list them in men's clothing, jeans, which is fine. I hit that. Now we're going into the actual draft. Now it's already got our title, our category, pre-owned. Then I go to item specifics. Excuse me. Size type is regular, although I guess you could argue this is big and tall, but I just like to stay with regular. Inseam is 34. We're not going to get in that argument. Style, now this is where it's tricky because it's asking you about the types of fits. You could add style here and just put standard. I can tell by looking at the pictures, though, this is basically a straight leg. Boot cut is a very common size too, although I wouldn't put it in there if you don't know for sure. Just it takes a little experience to learn exactly what the leg is, and sometimes it's a little tricky. You can always go to the manufacturer's website. I don't know Tommy Bahama as well as I know some other brands, so it's possible that a natural fit might be a boot cut. just kind of looking at the leg, but it looks like more of a straight leg to me. The wash, these particular pair, I'm just going to put medium, guys. And there's lots of choices for wash here. But if it's real light, you can put light. If it's real dark, you can put dark. If it's a color gene like blue or a green or red or black, some other color, you can put that. But I a lot of times will put medium because it's kind of tricky to really know exactly which it is. I don't put the rise in. Material, it tells me on here that it's got cotton and looks like there's a stretch jean. And the country is China. Now, you don't have to put the country if it's not, as Mike would say, one of the not sort of kind of like developing countries because it's not as desirable, but you can put it in. It doesn't take but a second. All right, photos. Photo library. This is where it's great to have it on both devices. So I go in. I know that's in number 89 because that's the group I'm working on. Boom, boom. It's this one right here. All 6 of these. Add photos. Description. Now, while that's spinning, I'm going to go ahead and put my inventory tag on this pair, which I already have pre-made. I already know what it's going to be. In this case, it's going to be number 3542 in A326. So I've got that on. So I'm multitasking. Now it's quit spinning, so I can go in and I'm looking at the photos just to make sure there's no defects. Karin does a really good job about letting me know if there's any defects. So here's what I usually put. I usually put gently owned, which comes up as a predictive word. It's just kind of like a filler, honestly. And in this case, I'm going to put no, which is predictive. Obvious defects or, look at that, a whole phrase, which is awesome. Flaws. Boom. Done. I don't know why I keep saying boom, but whatever. All right. Format and price. I'm going to do fixed price. eBay suggests 13 to 23. Sometimes I go by this. Sometimes I don't. It's a little bigger size. I'm going to probably start these off at 20 bucks. And I've got a 30-day listing. And this all comes up as default because it's how I have it set. Shipping and local. I've changed 2 things here. I'm going to make, instead of calculated, I'm going to do flat. And that takes a second to spin. You can kind of hit it as it's spinning if you know about when to hit it, and it'll still come up. If you hit it too early, it won't. And you kind of learn that. Priority mail padded flat rate is right here. And cost is going to be $6.50. Done. And I do global shipping. For some reason, this is not coming up defaulted anymore. I don't know why, but it just takes a second. Now here's what's cool about the mobile as well. Preferences is already preset. I don't have to go in and change anything there. I hit continue, which it says verifying the listing, and list it. Done. There it is. So that was it, guys. That was the whole process. I mean, hopefully that all made sense. And the last step I do is I will show you guys. I'll do a quick screen share. So we've got my my listing screen right here, and I'm going to refresh it. And you can see that pair just popped up right here at the top. It comes in because that's the order I have it in. And see where it says custom label SKU? Well, I have that already in. I've already Command C that to copy. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to put, oops, that's the wrong thing. Oh, apparently I had something else, Command C. Let me go up and grab that from my spreadsheet and see. All right, so I'm going to Command V. There's my SKU number. There's my inventory location. I'm actually going to take that space out and put a hashtag. So that way I know. The reason I put the hashtag in it, guys, is because that way I know that that's part of the inventory location, and I know this is the inventory number. So it's nice to have a divider there, but you can do it all different ways. There's no right or wrong way there. I'm going to save that. I'm going to copy the ID. Now, I copy this and I save it in the spreadsheet because that gives me an identifier. And I'm also going to copy the actual listing itself as a hyperlink and post that into the spreadsheet. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to show you what that looks like in the spreadsheet. So give me just a second. We'll switch the shot. and I'm going to show you. So you can see I just copied that one in. Here's the item number. Here's the listing. If I click on that link, it will take me to my listing. Now, the thing about that is after 30 days, when I relist, I don't go back in and recopy the link because I can see what it is, and I don't recopy the new item number. That's an extra step, and a lot of jeans will sell within 30 days anyway. Not all, but a lot. So I don't do that part, and I could find it pretty easily. But the cool thing is, guys, here's what happens. Now, I know this looks like a weird number over here. It's just because Excel, for some reason, formats this weird. But if I put in number, you can see it'll change the number to the actual number. So that number, having the item number and having the item title, you'd be able to go in and actually find your item pretty quickly. And that way, if you have a question about it, or you lose it, or you can't find it when you sell it, there it is. All right. So that's it. And you see I've got my inventory cost over here, and eventually I will copy the date down to all these that I've been doing. And, you know, there you go. All right. So I know I just hit you with a lot of stuff there. Hopefully that made sense. If you got questions about it, anyway, you can give me a heads up on it. Anyway, that's, and I'm going to tell you guys, I mean, when I'm not doing a live show and I'm listing and I'm just in my zone, that takes about 3 minutes, that whole process from start to finish. Now, we've already taken the photos and have those, but I guess my point is that it's not a long process to do that. So anyway, hang on one second, guys. I'm just going to check something real quick here.
There's a couple of questions that came in that I wrote down so we don't miss them.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, so that's number 20. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10, 18, 19, 20. Why is my number seem off? Oh, you had 11 on this side. Never mind. God, it keeps throwing me off.
Sorry.
Do you charge handling fees? Nope. How many King says, how many do you think will sell with all this? Yeah, King, I talked about that earlier. Don't really have a good answer to that, and I'm not going to track it. Sorry, I'm walking away. Probably can't even hear me. Yeah, I don't know how many will sell out of it. I'm not going to track it. I don't think there's any bang for my buck in doing that. I don't think it should. These 100 shouldn't be any different than any other 100. I mean, they're no different to the buyers, right? They're just seeing more jeans.
It's just adding to the overall bottom line and program already in place.
Yeah. Do you? Somebody asked GTC or 30-day. We do 30-day, but you know, play around with it if you want. I mean, there are a lot of theories about which one's the best, and I don't know that anybody really knows. But I've kind of gotten over that argument. What that, you know, whether this one's best or that one's best. I just don't think it's that meaningful anymore. Whatever makes sense for you and your business and how you want to list and relist, or do you want to keep them up all the time? Or there's people who've done it all different ways.
Well, and with the good to cancel or 30 days, you've already worked that into the process. That's sort of a way for us to police if something's selling or not,
right? Because
we change the prices and we bring them down every 30 days. So if we left it good to cancel, I don't think the jeans would have as great a shot of being sold if they're, you know, lower on the consumer totem pole, so to speak. So
yeah, I mean, there's just, I don't know. It's one of those debates where none of us really have eBay's data in front of us, so we just don't know 100%. I do it 30 days because it makes sense for me and the way I want to run this business, but I'm not going to like criticize anybody for doing it in a different way. I don't think there's anything wrong with either one.
Oh, so how many are we bringing to the post office today?
I don't know. There's a couple upstairs we didn't even get.
All right, well, I can go get those. But King says not sell of the 100, just sell for the day.
Oh, sale for the day? Yeah, I can share that tomorrow. I mean, I'm not going to be able to share it today because the day won't end and we'll be done. Yeah, I can see how my sales are for the day, sure. We'll probably do an update show tomorrow anyway. I don't know if I'll be able to work an update into this show. I'll try, but we kind of have a schedule that we're doing.
You probably want to move on, but I don't want to forget Susanna's question. She asked how we determine the price when we sell jeans.
That's a great question, Susanna, and people ask that question all the time. And I'm going to tell you, Mike would have a different opinion on this and some of the other resellers, but it's a little bit art and science, I think. It kind of depends on a few factors, like how fast do you want to sell it necessarily, because price is going to make some difference with that. Do you want to get top dollar, or are you okay with a lower profit margin on that item? And then you need to look at kind of what solds have been in, say, like the last 30 days. I mean, Chad talks about that, and he's absolutely right. Like, looking at what's sold recently is a great way to kind of price your items, and you can kind of find a range. And then if you go to the high end of that range, it's probably going to take a little longer. And if you go to the low end, you're going to sell a little faster. Of course, you're going to make less profit at the bottom, more profit at the top, right? That's just common sense. So, but I love to get around about 18 bucks just on a lot of bread and butter jeans, because I know at that price, I'm going to net about $10 after all fees and cost of goods. So I'm okay with that. But you know, my average sell price is probably more like around 17. And that includes some higher dollar ones too that you're going to get in there and going to push that average up. Yeah, and King said he doesn't like the 30-day because it's just hard to manage with time. It's a little more time, but you can bulk relist, and I don't know.
Oh, good point.
I don't find it too invasive.
Well, when you can do the bulk relist, it is. But when you have just a bunch of one-offs, you would have to do them one at a time, would you not? Or can you do the same thing?
Say that again. I'm not sure what your question was.
Does it matter? Can you go in and bulk relist even if they're different things, if they don't fall in the same category? It's just a matter
You can choose it however you want. Yeah, you can go in and do. eBay gives you the ability to go in and set up a bulk relist however you want to do it. Like, you can do it on different criteria to some degree. It kind of matters how you're putting in this info too, guys, because you can do it. You could go in and find ones in a date range, kind of. It's kind of tricky to do too much there. I mean, they really need to make those tools a little better. It would be nice, but I just do it every day. Like, every day I know some are going to fall out, and at some point during the morning, usually, I relist them.
I need to shave some crotch.
Okay, that sounded really bad.
Oh, sorry. I need to turn this on, so hold on.
I think Karin's already getting punchy.
I'm trying to be quick. Working on that second lid ball, remember?
Yeah. Karin's using a sweater shaver. Sweater shaver. Have you showed that?
No, I will when I talk again.
You want to come back and
Yes.
show it? All right, I'm going to give you guys back to Karin for a moment, and she's going to show you something interesting.
All right, so I didn't choose the right wording. I'm certain of it when I said I had to take care of you. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way, folks. But you know, I'm kind of doing this little jumpy aroundy because at some point I'm going to walk you through the entire process and show you the tools that I use and why. But one of the things, I think Jason thought I was a cuckoo when I even suggested that we get this, but This is a sweater shaver, and it is a lifesaver. Yes, I did it on purpose.
Can you do me a favor?
I got mad rhymes, yo, with my little shaver.
Don't work too hard at your labor.
Labor has a B, not a V.
Still sounds.
Listen, you're muscling in on my time.
Go
here.
ahead. We're gonna do it update 10 minutes.
So update in 10 minutes, and we have to switch over, do we not? In 8 minutes.
We will.
All right. So, and I've already taken care of this particular pair, but there's something called, the word is pilling. And it happens with sweaters, it happens under armpits, in crotches, wherever there's friction with fabric. And I'm sure you've run into this before, but if it's severe, it's enough that I personally wouldn't want to buy a previously gently owned item. So this is my lifesaver shaver. And basically, we're just going to apply it, and I'll show you why it works. It has all these cute little razor blades on the inside. Oh, but that's it. Woo! Oh, don't get that too close to my face, right? So anyway, this is going to just simply remove, and it does not, because of these little holes here, it's not going to do any harm to the existing fabric. So we can use it on sweaters, shirts, bras, and jeans right in the crotch here. So that's where that little joke came from about earlier that I'm not going to repeat. But it makes a huge difference. And if I find another one, I will let you know. But you'll know that it's worked because if you run your hand over the fabric, all of the bumps and pilling have disappeared. And it's just as simple. You just run it over the top. And I'm telling you, it makes such a huge difference. It's the difference between whether or not we're going to sell these jeans or have to defect them. And in this case, you probably cannot see it, but it's smooth. And this one, because a lot of times when there's friction like that, it'll change the makeup, the color will be lightened, and we might defect that anyway. But in this case, it cleaned it right up. There's a little bit left right here. But this is one of my tools that I could not do what I do without it. I also use this on every now and then when we get a pair of jeans that have been embroidered. You know, when you wash them over and over again, they tend to pick up lint. It'll stick to the embroidery thread. And so I'll run this over the top. And again, unless there's bedazzling going on there, I probably wouldn't run it over the top of one of those. But if it's just thread, I'll simply run it over the top of the design. And it's like Eureka. Like I just put OxyClean on it or something. Not only does it, because it's taking off that first layer of whatever you want to call it, it revitalizes the color, and then it takes care of those little lint specks that attach themselves to that thread when you run them through the washer and the dryer too often. So now I'm going to get myself up. This crotch has been depilled. I'm not going to say the other word. And I know it is in good shape because, again, sorry if that's loud on your end, folks. But I know it's in good shape because I can simply run my hand over it. It is smooth as a baby's bottom. In this case, see that? Citizens of Humanity. Very nice brand for us that we tend to like. Oh, and look, this one has the embroidery. But in this case, I'm really not. There's one little metallic thread that I will snip. And I do that especially on the butt shot. The money shot, if you will, because animal hair, loose threads, anything that's not part of the jean itself does not, it'll come across in the picture and it just does not make for a good picture. So not only am I trying to take off any foreign items from the pants, but I'm trying to smooth out any creases or bumps that might cause a shadow and affect my picture as well. Okay, so put this back here. And begin again on these pair of pants. So here we go. Now earlier, and I'm going to have to. Yeah, Hank, exactly. It just totally gives you a new sweater, right? And just make sure that you get. I think we got this one at Walmart for like 10 or 15 bucks. This particular one. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't get. Yeah, it was totally Walmart. Prof doesn't shop at Walmart, so that's why he's having trouble remembering this. But you know, as long as it has the shield here, you should be good to go. And just you're running it again. You're running it over the top just to make a difference. It's absolutely. If we made a to-go box for somebody on tools that you would need, it would be there because it makes a huge difference. Now I don't want to forget, and I'm going to have to go back through and look at the comments on the thread, but Purple Lily also asked earlier, and we kind of skimmed over it. Oh, snack break for Prof. We had to actually put snack breaks on the agenda because he wouldn't be very much fun if he didn't have his snacks. But seriously, Purple Lily asked earlier how we organize so many of the same type once we have them listed. And I'm not sure exactly the question, Purple Lily, but we've got a whole bunch of talks and videos on how we organize as far as an inventory system. But we, as far as taking the pictures, we'll do a set. I'll do a set of pictures and assign a number to that group and a total and a date to that group. And then Prof will take them, usually a set at a time, and list them. Now, as far as how he keeps track of listing, he's got this wonderful spreadsheet that he's about to share with the world. It's just in the final, honestly, as far as prototypes go, it's in the give it to somebody and try to break it phase. So we can iron out anything that might go wrong or potentially get snagged before he shares it with everybody. So he has his spreadsheet, his awesome spreadsheet that keeps track of, gosh, I think it keeps track of the weather and the zodiac and the phases of the moon as well. I mean, it has just about everything. Well, you know, you'll hear us joke a lot about Prof math, and it's a good thing one of us has a math religion. I think we need both sides, but the math makes sense, and his particular spreadsheet does metrics for all sorts of things, including sell-through, your return on your investment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But once you get it listed, you know, eBay has all sort of analytics and methods where you can sort your listings. So you've got tools on eBay, as well as you can create your own spreadsheet, or, you know, maybe use something like the Prof math. We got to try to maybe name it something like that anyway. Yeah. So Purple Lily, hopefully, if you're still here, that made sense. If it doesn't, then just sort of reiterate your question, and we'll do better to answer it.
We're gonna sign off and start next.
That's my notepad for the day. Happy. Oh, I started singing again. At some point, I need to go back and list. Are we at the 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
All right, so you take it, and I'll mute it. I'm hanging up.
All right, guys, so we are getting ready to hit the 10 o'clock hour, which means we're going to end this show and start part 2. So if you would like to keep hanging out in the chat, talking about things, asking questions, watching our exploits, and we'll do an update at the top of the hour too, where we are in listings, and look for part 2 on my channel. I'm going to put the link in the chat box so you can find it. And I haven't actually started the Hangout yet, so I don't want to have one going and start another one. Sometimes that causes issues with my computer, so I don't want to do that. So we're going to end this one. I'm going to give you an update on where we're at. And we have, let's see, what do we have in the 10 o'clock hour? I think I've got another topic I'm going to share with you guys as we go. So it should be good times, but I thank you guys. If you're watching this later, you know, thanks for hanging out with us in this first 2 hours. We got a lot more hours to go. Lots more content we're going to share with you guys. And as we go on this this quest for 100 listings, or whatever you want to call it, a quest for fun, right? Because that's what we're all about, fun here at the Prof Sales Show. I don't even know what that means. I just thought I'd throw it out there. But All right, so that gets that one done. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to close out the show. I'm going to give you the listing to the next one. So let me pull that up real quick so that you can log right back on. I'm going to post it in the chat. Let me get that up. You can also see this. You can also see this, the new one down at the bottom of my my channel. This is taking a little while to get up. Oh, what's that?
King said to bring it.
To bring it? All right. Oh, there it is. It's right down here. Hello. All right, so here is the link to hour number 3 and 4. All right. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to close out this room, and I will see you on the flip side, hopefully. Bye. See you in a moment.
Bye.